This is the Iowa Weather Report for Friday, May 8th, 2015. And now our first look at the 0Z GFS model run at 1 p.m. this afternoon. We have a trough digging in across the west. We have a ridge over the south and east. And we have newly named subtropical storm Ana off the Carolina coast. Ana is not going to really affect us. We're still stuck with this pattern with this trough in the west, flow coming out of the Gulf of Mexico, and some showers and thunderstorms possible today, scattered mainly in our eastern and southern counties, some sunshine in our far western counties, high 60s and lower to middle 70s, maybe upper 70s in our southeastern counties. Saturday, the GFS is tending to be somewhat clearer, not as stormy, can't rule out a thunderstorm around, better chances across the plain states where they could have quite active weather, and here into Mother's Day on Monday, severe weather is possible here. We'll have to wait and see depending on what the storms do on Saturday. Could be severe weather from Iowa southwestward into Texas. The storm finally moves off to the east here on Monday. Can't rule out isolated showers and maybe a thunderstorm early in the day in our eastern counties, and then slowly clearing, but we could see a lot of backwash moisture that could keep the clouds around most of the day on Monday. It could be quite cool, maybe highs in the 60s, maybe even cooler than that here on Tuesday. Could see some backwash moisture maybe into far northeast Iowa, but it should stay partly to mostly cloudy with highs in the low 60s, maybe even cooler than that, but we should see some sunshine. Wednesday, disturbance comes in mainly in our southern and western counties with some showers and maybe a thunderstorm. It doesn't look to be a big deal at this point. We'll have plenty of time to watch that. Thursday, that's gone. A little bit of precipitation out in the plains and across the Gulf Coast as well. And temperatures will be a bit around the 60s or so, maybe near 70, depending on the amount of sunshine we get. And then as we go toward next Friday, look what's happening. A trough is digging in across the west. Ridge is kind of building up through the plains and up into the Canadian Prairie provinces, up into the Yukon. And that could be trouble because a lot of cold air is still up in the northern part of the continent, and that could try to spill into eastern Canada and maybe even lower our temperatures a bit. We'll have to see about that. Still, by next Friday, a lot of rain across the Gulf Coast and a lot of precipitation out in the western part of the country where they really need the precipitation. Going into the extended period, though, pattern turns a bit westerly and kind of zonal at this point. No real big ridges or troughs, maybe a bit of a flat ridge over the southeast around the Florida Panhandle. And that means the Gulf will probably be open again and more showers and thunderstorms as we head toward the end of the period here. So it could get active again after a couple of days of somewhat dry weather later next week. And further along, we go to the end of the period. Still have a trough over the west and a bit of a ridge now mainly centered around Texas at this point. That could cut off the Gulf of Mexico moisture. We'll have to see about that. But otherwise, maybe a storm system moving off across the Great Lakes. A lot of the moisture being funneled into that system. Another system across the west being funneled in with some Pacific moisture. But we'll have to wait and see about that. Timing and strength is still up in the air at this point. Satellite image from last evening, we had some showers and thunderstorms over Oklahoma and Texas. A couple of clouds even extending northeastward into Minnesota and Wisconsin. A lot of clouds across the Intermountain West, and you see Ana off the Carolina coast, that swirl out there. The watch warning map for last evening, some flood watches across the central and southern plains, a severe thunderstorm watch at the time down across southern Oklahoma, Texas, some winter weather issues out west, some frost advisories up in North Dakota, and of course Ana off the Carolina coast. The QPF chart, precipitation over the next 5 days. This goes through Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock or so, and rainfall around here about an inch of rain. Heaviest will be across Illinois and down into Oklahoma and Texas, where they could see more than 3 to 4 inches.